Hey guys, it's Flying Scorpion here with I think my 27th PGAC. If you watched the last PGAC, it's PGAC number 26. It was titled Bucket Hurts Wraith, and it's a match where I basically got my shit pushed in by a team that was using a bucket, and I wasn't quite sure how to get better. And one of the things I want to say is that when I make these PGACs, I'm really picking apart the matches that I lose because those are the matches where I have the most to learn from. This isn't an effort to showcase all of my best matches where I play super well, because there's not as much to learn from those matches as the ones that you lose, and the ones that you lose are usually against good teams and good players. Earlier today, I played a couple matches where I know there was at least one ESO or ESL player in the match, and after my matches with them I asked, do you guys have any tips, any ideas on how I could do better? And that guy was gracious enough to give me some advice. And unfortunately I wasn't recording it, because if I was recording that match I totally would upload it, because there's a lot to learn from those matches when you're playing against the top level players. Anyways, I got a really nice comment on the last video though, and it comes from this guy. It goes well with Noodles. It goes well with Noodles. Thank you so much. Goes well with Noodles. Thank you so much for that comment. I appreciate that you took the time to write all this. I'm going to read it here. You've got to give more respect to the melee range of Parnell. In the part where you slow down, by the time you aimed your abduct, you were missing half of your armor from what looked to be one turret and Parnell shotgunning you. Assaults put an unofficial time limit on you, saying, you have this long to deal with my team, then you'll start losing health. Simply ragdolling the assault off of a cliff will buy a ton of time to deal with his team. I think that you should try to relocate the fight to somewhere else in the dome more often. That forces essentially the entire team to burn jetpack fuel. Bucket needs to reset up, get in rearranged for recharge sometimes, and Val needs to get in a new position for line of sight and get in range of heal burst. And Abe needs to throw down a new set of grenades. And that's a really helpful comment. And then this next comment is just a bunch of little tidbits all rolled in. In fight 1, you didn't open up with decoy for some reason. Opening up with decoy splits the attention and forces people to move. Slightly separating the elevation completely destroys supernova or decoy. Save her for when you know the hunters can't change elevation easily, basically when they run out of jetpack fuel. And avoid using light attacks at all costs. But you have really good feeding speed. You just need to be more mindful of the hunter's position and how much fuel they have. Oh, and decoy has supernova attack speed even without supernova, so supernova into decoy just wastes a little bit of supernova time when you're in the process of casting decoy. So those are all really helpful tips. Thank you so much, Goes Well with Noodles, and I definitely plan on implementing those in the future, and I'm going to be mindful of what you've written here. So another comment I got, actually the first comment I got, was on the Evolve forums, and it was no insult or such, but that Wraith played not so well. A skilled Wraith would have wrecked them. And let me tell you, I'm the wrong person to say something like that to, because right after I read that, I was like, all right, I got to prove that I'm not a bad player. So I logged in, I queued up, and the very first match I got into is the match I'm about to show you right now. And it just so happens that they had a bucket on their team. I think there's two reasons why I did better. One is that I know the map well and I feel more comfortable fighting on this map. And the other one is I didn't recognize any names on the enemy team as names of people that stick out in my mind as being like super pro good or anything like that. So I was like, these are probably newer. I don't know. I'm guessing they might have been newer players, but I don't know. They might be veterans as well, but I don't recognize their names. So anyways, without further ado, we're just going to get into it. Let me just open it up here. So yeah, I wasn't even actually queued up as Monster. I was queued up as Hunter. Monster is my third pick, and I got on this. These guys are on a win streak, and I'm about to put an end to that win streak and build up my win streak again. Maybe, hopefully. So I'm going to go left. There's a lot more creatures to eat down the left-hand path. Well, I wouldn't say there's a lot more. I mean, there's a nice pack of 5 Reavers on the right-hand path. But there's more mammoth birds this way. Mammoth birds were changed in Evolve Stage 2. They only give 2 meals instead of 3 meals now. So I'm going to do a little bit of misplay here. See how I avoid those birds right there? And then I launch the decoy, and there's birds further up there, and then decoy goes and trips those birds up. So didn't want that to happen, but that's all right. So traversing at an angle up to the edge of the cliff, then climbing up the cliff is going to speed you up rather than walking up to the base of the cliff and then climbing up and moving from there. As the goes well as Noodle said, my feeding speed as well. I'm definitely good at moving around the map. That's one thing I've definitely mastered. I wouldn't say I've definitely mastered it. I mean, there's always room for improvement. But see these two-handed air cleaves? What you want to do is when you use your traversal, you're slightly above the air, and then you see how he does that little hop animation? Actually, I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm going to go back. You'll see right here. Oh, watch. I'm going to go up, cleaving while I'm still falling down towards the ground. And then, I don't know if I actually went back or if I went forward. Anyhow. See, slightly in the air when I do those attacks. And that's the only animation for an attack when you're in the air, as far as I know. So it's guaranteed two-handed attack. So I'm already fed up, ready to evolve. I'm evolving right away. I know that because I have like almost 40% increased move speed, oftentimes the hunters are going to miscalculate the angle that they need to turn in order to cut you off. And they need to adjust to this increased move speed. See, like, they're going to go towards where I'm evolving, and I'm already, like, way out there. I'm already pretty far away. So I like having feed speed and move speed because it really gives me that opportunity to get the first evolve very quickly. And I think there's a bug here, man. Like, I'm going to go back, actually. I think there's a bug here where, yeah, I need to go back further than what it shows on my bar here. Right there. Okay, see how it's, like, pointing out into the cave, but you get stuck on the terrain a lot with these warp blasts. See, I get stuck on the lip. Maybe it's not a bug, but yeah, definitely something to keep track of. See, this is why I've gotten better at getting around the map. As I watch these videos, I record them, and I pick apart those little ways to get more efficient, especially with moving around. But I'm going to try to incorporate that comment where I relocate the fight more often. So what I want to go back here, I'm going to go back further than what I would assume I need to go back. Okay, so I see how I burned my last traversal right there? I'm out of traversal, and I get a new one, but I want to kill these guys. And so I launched my decoy, and decoy I think starts with 3 traversal anyway. So if you burn through all your traversals and you want to get just that little bit extra distance on your damage, you can use decoy to do that. This is a good spot to fight because it's got the acid water. It's very vertical. It's got that bridge, which is really awkward for them to jump back onto. If they're not on an area where there's a wall and they want to get up on top, they have to burn fuel to get up on top and touch the edge of the bridge. But if they're sliding up a pillar or a wall or a building, something like that, it doesn't cost them any jetpack fuel to do that. So you want to fight on bridges. See how I'm doing that two-handed attack in the air? That's what I'm talking about. And I decide this is where I want to fight. I want to fight in this area because I'm comfortable here, and it's going to be difficult for Bucket to get all his turrets in good places. So there's Beat the Meat. I want to say, hello, Beat the Meat. You've got one of the most memorable names that I've seen in Evolve. So they dome me. I'm happy with this. And Beat the Meat's actually coming out, and I don't think he should be doing that. And I two-hand cleave him down into this pit, and I launch my decoy right away. I'm going to go back a little bit, and I'm going to start playing this from the beginning with slow motion. Here we go. So right after you do the abduct, two-handed cleave, you get good damage. I supernova and that I don't need to supernova and use decoy. Now I know this. That was kind of a waste, but there we go. Good damage, and Beat the Meat is down. There's a turret. I decided to cleave it. See, there we go. Cleave it, get back up. And Caldrona's going in for the revive. I'm going to Warp Blast right on top. Get some good damage to both Caldrona and the downed medic. Supernova decoy again. So I need to unlearn that muscle memory. That's sort of like a muscle memory for me. When you do enough damage to the hunters now, it will make the dome come down. So he's got his shield up. I decided to pull off of him, check back, see if anyone's reviving. No one's reviving. There's Pity Flame burning a lot of fuel, man. See how much fuel he's burning to get up there? And I decide I'm going to go and get him because he's close to that body. I don't want him to get the revive off, and he's low on health anyway. And see how you hang in the air there? That's kind of detrimental. Sometimes you want to move down faster. I'm going to Warp Blast right in place. Down goes the assault. And I'm just going to go for a pounce attack to finish this off. Pity the Flame has an amazing skill with his rockets. Watch this rocket do a full 360. Dude, seriously, he made that rocket go all the way around and come back on that. That's amazing. I've never seen something like that. So the bucket actually went down last this time around. I managed, but really it was an attack of opportunity to beat the meat out as the medic, because he poked around and I was like, oh, I'm just going to abduct you right now. And I managed to burst him down really quickly because they were kind of spread out. The bucket wasn't there in time to create his shield and protect the medic a little bit, give him a little bit extra survivability. So anyways, that's about it. I don't want to go back and go through this over again. There's lots of little tips and tricks that I'd like to say. Maybe I'll do them in future videos. If you like the video, if you think I should make more, give me a like, a comment, anything like that. But if nothing else, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.